All right, folks, we are joined by Anthony Caturano. He is a restaurateur. You know him from Tonno and Gloucester, but also Tonno and Wakefield and Preza in the North End of Boston, and the Blue Ox as well. How you doing, Ant?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Thanks for joining us. So honestly, we want to get sort of the lay of the land now,
Yeah.
and how you as a restaurateur have adjusted all of your business since
Yeah.
the pandemic hit a couple of months ago.
Yeah. I'm selling everything I can right now.
Yeah, we noticed.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But we're selling everything from, our classic dishes to latex gloves and toilet paper out of the restaurants.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we basically, we're doing takeout, and then we added as well some market items, produce and steaks and things like that. Yeah.
Anthony, did you have to shut down initially, and then did
We
you
did.
sort of
Yeah.
rethink things and pull this model together? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we shut the restaurant down, took some time, figured out how we wanted to get back in, and then when the time was right, we
We got photobombed.
we opened back up. Yeah.
And how long did it take you to sort of think this model through? Were you seeing other restaurants doing it?
Yeah, we saw some other restaurants do it. Actually, Matt O'Neill from who I bought the Blue Ox from, he was doing it over at Ledger in Salem, his other restaurant that he was a partner in. And I just thought it was a great idea. We copied a lot of what he did over there, so I got to give him some credit over at Ledger Salem. And then we just sort of did our version of it. Kind of took what he did, added some other things, took some of our better selling dishes, put that on for takeout. Yeah.
And this is across all your restaurants, or just Tonno? Are we talking about?
So each one's been a little different. The North End is tough. Like for instance, we're doing these vegetable and fruit boxes out of Wakefield and Gloucester. They probably weigh 30 pounds. So it's tough to walk around the North End with a 30-pound vegetable box. But, over there we're selling a lot of our bolognese and dry pasta, just things that people might need for the neighborhood. Some martini kits that you can take home and make martinis with. And then at the Blue Ox, the kitchen there's a little smaller. The quarters are a little tighter over there. So we're doing some different things over there. Yeah. This is
Hey.
my son. Hey, hi, Sonny.
Hi, nice to see
Free
you.
pop. Here's the scissors.
I can't open it.
Or teeth.
There you go.
Hi. Can we get flavor ice at Tonno? Is that?
Yeah, I might have to put those on the menu now too. Yeah. Granita, right? Granita.
How about your staff? What percentage of your staff have you been able to keep on, and what does that look like?
Yeah, so I have we have about 8 people at each location. I tell you, it's a lot of work doing curbside delivery at the restaurant. So you have 3 guys in the kitchen cooking. You got a guy in the kitchen putting all the orders together. Somebody's on the phone taking the calls when the people come, or people that don't use the computer. We can take an online phone call, run the credit card, and then you have 2 people shuttling the food back and forth out the door. So it's a lot of work, just to get your food out to you. And we try and get it out there hot and on time as well. So we're still cooking everything to order. So you order a pork chop, we're cooking it, and it's pretty much ready when you pick it up. Yeah, we get the timing down pretty good.
Yeah. Well, so, Ant, are you just kind of winging things like week by week right now? Or are you thinking this might just be how it is through at least summertime? And how are you going to adjust to that?
Boy, I hope it's not. We're not doing much. We're doing about 20% of the business we were doing before. So we got that PPP money, which has been helping us.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do this at all. So we're hoping that the gap between the PPP and some form of sit-down business is a small gap.
Mm.
Yeah.
You and I were talking by the phone, and I had mentioned I'd heard on a podcast Tom Colicchio talking about the fact that no restaurant can survive under 80% capacity.
Yeah.
So-
for sure.
And that's going to be pretty hard to fill going forward, right?
Yep. So unless, a couple of things, yeah, it would be tough to open up and not have maximum capacity available. I doubt we would be able to make it. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Because I sort of explained yesterday, we're about 100% full in the wintertime because, we might have a slow Monday where we do 50, 60 people, but, Friday, Saturday, you're doing 150, 160 people, 80, 90 seat restaurant, you're going to average out around 100%. So,
Right.
if you can't have those busy nights to make up for the slow nights, then it just can't happen. Yeah.
And if your restaurant is out of necessity, the seating is cut in half, maybe because of social distancing. There's
Yeah.
that too, right? Just
Yeah.
built-in reduction.
Right.
I wonder what other things can you try to do, like alfresco dining at all, or what?
Yeah. So, there's some big talk on in Gloucester about, maybe doing something on Main Street, the patio. We have a parking lot out there. So, talking with the landlord, he's open to it. We have to have a couple more talks about it. So I'm hoping that conversation goes well. And, but that's another logistical thing to solve. You're gonna have people inside, people outside. You need a manager for the inside. You're gonna need a manager for outside. I think when people come to us, they expect a certain level of service and quality. And I think to produce that, it's going to be, it'll be expensive, put it that way. Seating, and you got to buy a tent, you got to buy you take the tables and chairs from inside and put them outside, but that's not outside furniture. So we might be able to get away with that at first. We're looking at some of that. Maybe doing like a pig roast out there.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that, where we're selling like porchetta sandwiches and making it a little different, maybe. Some sort of, I don't want to say an oyster bar, because I don't know how many people are gonna feel comfortable about eating shucked raw seafood at a restaurant going forward.
Right.
But something like that, where we're kind of doing some stuff outside and interactive and fun and whatnot. So yeah.
That's a great idea. I love the pig roast idea.
Yeah. I hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag of that one.
Yeah, and I'm going to be telling everybody.
Yeah.
So speaking of meat, you and I talked about the supply chain a bit and how that may have changed. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
All right. So for instance, next week I want to do a barbecue special. For Memorial Day, figure people could do some takeout, get a beef brisket, pork ribs, cornbread. Can't find beef brisket. One of the most common cuts of meat. They give it away practically for free. It's $2 a pound. It's $9 a pound right now if you can find it. So everything's gone up about threefold since we've shut down.
Yeah.
Now that flavor ice has kicked in.
Yeah. And so like for instance, sirloin's gone from $9 a pound to $22 a pound our cost.
Wow.
But we're selling them in the market right now for $19.99. I think we're making $2 on it. And good quality steak.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, do you I'm sure you're thinking about this, but do you see drastic changes to your menu to accommodate this? I mean, maybe there can't be beef on the menu for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I think Italian food in general is like the food of the people. It's just inherently, a less expensive meal. So, you look at things like the staple dishes like polenta and pasta and pizza and things. I'm hoping if I ignore him, he's going to go away.
It's fine.
We're totally fine. Yeah.
So things like pizza and pasta and, that's like stuff that's sort of inexpensive to make and good profit margin. Hopefully the people are looking for something like that.
Oh, I think so. I think that's going to be very appealing.
Yeah. Seafood is still relatively unaffected, especially the local fish. People are still out there fishing and whatnot. So I think we can do some stuff with that. Yeah. Yeah.
How have the customers responded so far?
It's been great. I think the good measure of it has been like people are really excited we opened. getting all our regulars to come back. But the tips have been incredible. I'll tell you, like people have been really, really generous. And we're splitting the tips with everybody, in the restaurant. So like the kitchen's seeing it, the people out front are seeing it. So we just kind of pulled it all up together, and everybody's kind of having a crack at it. So, and like the feedback's been positive. People texting me, reposting on social media and things like that. So far people are pretty happy about it, especially with the market, because it adds an element of convenience. I can't compete with like Stop and Shop price wise, but the convenience where you pull up, you can get a box of vegetables, a couple of steaks, some homemade pasta sauce, bolognese, and some stuff like that. And you open up your trunk, and we put it in the trunk, and you drive away. So people are really excited about that part of it. Yeah.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, we're definitely understanding that you're feeling really kind of wiped out by this whole experience, but it's nice to hear about a few silver linings, like generosity and tip pooling and the innovations. Do you see any more silver linings here? Do you see maybe necessary changes to the restaurant industry that might come out of this that might be good? That's a tough one.
Yeah. I think the camaraderie in general is what's been noticed the most between the staff and the customers, and the way the customers want to give back to the restaurant and support us. Like we've sold a lot of gift cards, the tips and things like that. It really, I think that's the biggest thing so far. Yeah.
So what in your estimation is gonna help turn this around? Is it waiting for a full reopening? Is it maybe there's another wave of help from the federal government or state government, or what do you think it's gonna take?
I think something in addition to the PPP, which wasn't really meant for restaurants that are closed. So something in addition to that will help us close that gap. But I think it's going to be tough for people to want to go out to eat, and I mean everybody to go back out to eat and get them in a full dining room, shoulder to shoulder, drinking wine at the bar and eating dinner together. Like it's going to take something pretty miraculous to do that. Yeah.
Well, we'd love to follow up with you on this, as things progress. And
I put my prediction out there a couple of weeks ago, and people were a little bit shocked by it, but I think I still stand by that and saying it's going to be Christmas before we have a dining room full of people. Yeah.
Right. Well, do you feel like you can hold out that long? Can your staff hold out that long?
Well, I think that'll be a challenge too, right? I have 4 restaurants, so if the key staff starts stepping away, then how do I get all 4 back open?
Right.
Especially simultaneously, because it's something I've built over 4 years. Restaurant a year is what I've done on average, I guess. So how do you reopen that if you don't have those key people coming back? So I'm hoping everybody sticks around and comes back so we can get it back. There's not going to be a lot of options out there. I mean, unemployment's at 25% right now. So I'm hoping that we can provide them that job that they're going to need. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one thing we can say about this community, I can't speak to others, is people seem to rally around food. And you see what's happening with like the fish markets here and the restaurant. People are sort of doing what they can. And I think as we hit the warmer months and people are out and about more, hopefully that effort just sort of gets doubled and helps carry some of these, all these eateries around here.
Right. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. But the support so far has been great. So I'm thankful for that.
Cool. So, and while we have you too, so if people want to get food through Tonno, how should they be doing that?
The best way, we're lucky our POS system has an online portal where you can order your food up to a half hour. You can order days ahead, from Sunday, the start of the week on Sunday, up to a half hour before you want it. Because of the delivery schedules and ordering and things like that, product is a little tight. So we recommend a pre-order. It doesn't have to be that day. It can be the day before. It can be whenever you want. But the further out you order, the better chance you have of getting it. So you can pre-order through our website, or you go to toasttab.com/Tonno.
Yeah, I can find that link for you. Awesome.
And then,
All right, bud. We'll be in touch for sure. You know,
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. I know that much. So I
Yeah.
don't know. We're just trying to pull each other through this together.
That's it. I appreciate the help.
Okay. Well, all right.
You'll notice 2 orders of chicken parm and 2 salmon and 4 Caesar salads on an order for tomorrow night. That would be me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome.
Well, we look forward to that dinner. Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right,
Okay.
Take care, Anthony.
Take care.
Yeah, thank you.